by Jaynee on YouTube and .net on the web. Also, if you want to talk to me, it's spiritsbyjaynee on gmail.com. And I'd like to get together a group if you're interested in um, how would you do that? Just giving your name and saying you want to be in the group. And I'm not going to charge for it. I'm just going to have a group so that we can talk. Um, Today, I want to give the sensible weather and news report and whatever else pops up. The weather, the weather is going to be horrible. We're going to have tremendous rainstorms. It's going A lot of places are going to be, if they normally flood, they're going to flood. People are going to be washed out. There's going to be water rushing into houses, and what do you call it? In really hot places where you can get, you have these, what do you call them? Places on the road that are dug out. You're going to have flash floods. That's what I'm trying to say. Um, and you'll have flash floods in a lot of places because we screwed up the weather. The earth is warming, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh no, it's not." Yeah, it is. Um, and um, let's just sensible people ignore them, not argue with them, just ignore them. That's enough. I don't want to argue with them. I don't want to hear it. You want to talk to me about silly nonsense? Oh, it was always hot. No, I live now anyway in Delaware, which used to be more like Philadelphia. It got really hot here, but it didn't get to be 103. And it used to get snow. In the winter, we had snow that would be maybe this deep. And I would go out with my dog, who thought it was fabulous. And so did I, really. I could stomp around in the snow with my boots on. It was fun. There's no snow anymore. It has changed. Like, hello, the weather has changed. If you live in certain places that were always hot, you're in trouble because it's going to be even hotter. That's the truth. And we probably are going to have people running from the weather to places where it's better. Good afternoon, too. Um, I don't know how it is in India. I know that it was always hot, and you always had, I don't know if you had monsoons or it was really in the Far East who had monsoon rains, which are really bad. But it's definitely different. Some people say the earth is trying to right itself. Got me. I don't have a direct line to the earth. Um, Maybe. Good afternoon to you too. In Oklahoma. Ooh. Oklahoma, places that never had weather now have weather. They're getting tornadoes, and we had a tornado here in Delaware. Delaware never got anything. This is the one place I know of that is not exciting at all. Nobody did anything. There was nothing for kids. Teenagers, nothing. There was nothing, nothing, and nothing. And when you got excited and wanted to do something, there was nothing. Delaware. All of a sudden, there are tornadoes. This is not normal. There have been tornadoes in Philadelphia. No, that doesn't happen. Things are happening. I don't know if the weather's going to change back. I think so eventually. Do I feel it? Not really. I don't have I don't have a connection that I know about with Earth. Um, Maybe I would if I would work on it. Okay, news. Um, I read that Trump's people, because the letter that he wrote to Epstein, which had a nude um, drawing on it, I guess it was vile. Um, Maybe not. I don't know because I do nudes, but then I'm an artist and he's not. That he said, "Oh no, he never draws." Well, actually, he does all the time. He's a doodler. Um, but since he said that the and now I'm forgetting which newspaper was American. I think it was the uh, one of the money newspapers, but it doesn't really matter. It's one of the papers that comes out of New York, and it's very prominent. It's a big deal. And but his people, the more important it is, the newspaper is, the more they're going to hate it and distrust it. So as soon as he said it was in that paper, they said, "Oh, well, we don't care." Then of course it didn't happen. Well, I would say that yeah, I think it did. It's only my opinion. Everything is for entertainment purposes. Um, I think that my my guides, and you all have guides, even though I guess, if you told me 6 years ago about guides, I would have said, yeah, that's nice. I would have thought, yeah, that guy doesn't know. But anyway, my guides had told me that something was going to come out in July that was going to snowball and would eventually kick him out of office. Now, he's not heavy. I mean, he's not healthy, not heavy. He is heavy. He's got, I understand, heart trouble. He's got his legs are real, his ankles are really swollen, and that has to do with his what do you call it? His blood moving through his body and not really getting where it has to go. It indicates I think it indicates a heart problem. Um, Definitely indicates a what do you call it? Oh my God, I can't. I'm awful. I'm so sorry. I have aphasia, and it's really what a pain. Mm-mm-mm. Um, when I need a word, it's just gone. So anyway, the movement of blood is screwed up, and he's what 79. You can be really healthy at 79. If you're really healthy, you will still be healthy in general. But I don't think he is, and I've seen the times that he uses. He just goes. He's sort of he's talking, and all of a sudden he's blah 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 blah. That's not normal at all. Um, Usually, when someone does that, their family takes them to a neurologist, right? Uncle Jimmy, their neurologist. I don't have an Uncle Jimmy, and I don't have a neurologist, but they take them to a neurologist because that is not normal. So what I'm hearing is that um, I think I feel that he's going to be taken out. I have felt for a while that there is a group of previous presidents of the United States. I don't know if anybody will participate who isn't from the United States, but there's a group of Democrats and Republicans who will take over. I think they're going to side. I think the Republicans are going to sideline him because of the crazy stuff he's doing, um, or because the super rich are upset at what he's doing. I mean, people are really mad, and the super rich don't want people really mad at them. I told you, people in the United States are armed. Remember that young guy who killed the insurance executive? It is so possible that somebody with a gun, and there are guns around, all around, all a person has to do is find somebody with it, give them a few bucks, borrow it, or buy one, especially if the person's an adult. And if they're not an adult, you get somebody to buy it for you. I'm not saying I never did this. Um, I don't have any guns. I haven't handled any and don't know, but I do know that it's in the United States. So many people have guns, and in the Delaware paper today, which I normally do not get, it was saying that the Supreme Court of the United States was looking for ways to make guns easier to get, and then to allow you to take them into people's houses and stores that haven't told you it's okay to do so. Don't come here. If you have the chance, go somewhere else until this country is civilized again. It isn't now. It's not. Um, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that there are too many people with guns. People, a couple years ago, people were shooting kids if they showed up on their at their doors. I don't think that stopped. I think kids are just afraid to go to white people's doors because some white people are crazy. I mean, some of the people are crazy anyway. Okay, so so that's kind of Trump news. I think that he's going to be taken out, and I think that Vance will be in for a short time, and then he'll be thrown out, and the past presidents will be in power with like Jaynee, and um, I don't know who else, but it'll be a group and they'll be in until the next election. Some of the psychics say differently, and I don't know, but that's how I feel, whether it's true or not. And you can never be 100%. What else is in the news? Um, well, in our country, we have what do you call it? Oh my God, um, where people manipulate the boundaries of states, and so that if they have a Democrat and they don't want the Democrat in, say it's the head of the party in the state, what they do is they move the lines so that the Democrat is now representing Republicans. And the chances of that Democrat winning the next election are poor. It's been done in every state where the Republicans have become powerful. I guess the Democrats probably used to do it because at one time the Democrats were just as crooked and sneaky as the Republicans are today, and they certainly are. Um, if a Democrat if a Democrat did, oh God, what Donald Trump may have done to his ex-wife Ivana, he would have been thrown out immediately. She was never. She said she never ever used the steps, and she had an elevator that she used. And the night before she was supposed to testify about Trump, she fell down the steps and was killed. In my opinion, she was murdered. What do I think about Epstein? I think Epstein was murdered. Bones in his neck were broken that would not have been broken if he had been hung, and it makes sense since what he had going involved all these really rich people, sort of disgusting old men wanting to have sex with basically kids. Um, and I mean, it was a business. It was disgusting and horrible business. And the kids, what happens is the kids are, they're messed up emotionally for the rest of their lives. It's really hard to get on top of that kind of stuff. very, very hard. It's because everybody blames themselves for it. It's it would take more years in psychotherapy than anybody would live. And that young woman, Jeffrey, she just killed herself. She was only like 44. And that's often what happens. What else is in the news besides this? Um, let's see. Well, we had one bomb that something, I forget what it was. And that was probably the bomb that my guides predicted. But it wasn't really a big deal. And I don't know if anybody was killed. Maybe not. Um, the ice is running wild in California. They they're supposed to pull out the troops. They sent Marines in, regular Marines into California, mostly in I think LA, and they had the state. What do you call them? There's another set of army folks, the who come from the state, and the guards, the national guards. They had them already. I mean, they're really trying to freak the people out and grabbing people of color and taking them somewhere. They have this new place in, they call it Alligator Alcatraz, in Florida, right where the alligators and the mosquitoes are. Um, in the, what do you call it, in that area where it's really, really bad. Uh, so they're using that. They're using my husband when he was in the army, many, many years ago, in the early 60s, um, was in Fort Dix, and they're using Fort Dix in New Jersey, or they want to. And they wanted to put up tents. There were buildings there. I don't know why they would put up tents. I don't know. This whole thing is um, there because they were supposed to send back only only people from other countries who committed crimes. That's it. That was the whole thing. These people didn't commit crimes. They're just sending anybody. So they grabbed people off the street who were not from other countries. They were from the United States. They were born here. And they were grabbing them, and then the people have to prove that they were born here. Shouldn't have to prove anything. I mean, it's on record when a person commits a crime. If they're adjudged guilty, isn't that the time to send them back? I don't know. I guess I'm being too easy. Um, Probably. I can't see sending people back to Haiti because it's being ruled by gangs right now. Um, Mexico. I don't know about Mexico, how it's really doing, or Colombia. I don't know how strong the gangs are. I don't know what's happening. Venezuela, I don't know. I have not been reading about what's going on with the gangs there. But you don't want to send people back to countries. They weren't, the thing that Biden did was, if there were a problem in the nation itself, I don't mean the United States, I mean in, say, Bolivia or Peru or Haiti, there was a problem. People couldn't live. They were being attacked, and their children were being attacked. He let them come to the United States for any number of years until the problem was over, and often it wasn't, and maybe they stayed. It's not like we're overpopulated. We are not. Um, States like Wyoming and what do you call it? Oh, God, Montana, North and South Dakota. We have hardly anybody. I mean, and places like here, okay, where I am, the places you go from New York, Philadelphia, and then DC. I'm in between right now. So that's okay. You don't want to put people in there. Yeah, that is overpopulated. In Florida, yeah, so that is too. And so is California, although not all of California. Um, let's we are not overpopulated and people are not having children. They're not having babies. So if that's the case, why can't people come here? Especially from countries where they can barely live. Come here, go to school, be an engineer, be a doctor. We're running out of doctors who do regular, like the family medical care, the basic doctor. We're running out of them. They don't want to do it because it's less money, a lot of work. They have to stay there till late. Um, there was an article about that. It's 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 become. We had how many doctors who stopped practicing regular family medicine? One, two, three, and now the new one who we really like. We've been going to her for about 10 years, and she's stopping. I guess she's about 55, and she's probably burned out. I don't know, but I really liked her. Um, my acupuncturist was from China. He was a medical doctor in China. Now, eventually, maybe I don't know what we'll do, but they're going to have to find a way to get more basic medical doctors because people want to work where they're not going to have to put in more hours and make less money. Everybody wants to make more money. Um, what else is happening? Well, there's such a big divide in this country between people who support everything that Trump does and people who don't. And it's kind of the people who don't are often more educated, read the newspaper, watch news. They don't watch the same programs that I don't know what programs they. Well, I know one person who I care about watches Fox News, which is biased news. We were calling it faux news for a long time. Anyway, I just about have run out of time. So, do I have any predictions? Um, there's something, but just be careful. You know, be careful you're walking. Don't step in any holes. Um, in our cities, the streets are horrible, partly because the streets are so old and they've just been plastered over and plastered over and plastered over and plastered over. And so when it snows or rains, the road contracts and does this, and holes appear, and don't step in any, and stay cool because I think tomorrow's going to be decent here in the east. If you're in the far west, it'll be great. Uh, and then it's going to be hot again, real hot. Can possibly go out. It's just too hot. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. That was my report. Um, I'll try to find out how to do more things. Okay. Have a good night. Good night. Keep pushing the button. There it goes. Okay.